So there's this black American. I've been watching his Instagram page, and I think he came to meet me on Beaver Street in Manhattan, and he's been threatening violence with his hip hop, and somebody's going to get hit. And I went into the bathroom, a black American woman called the police on me. You know, it's like that black American woman was trying to get me. The police come and beat me because as soon as I went to the bathroom, she was like, "Get out!" You know the routine, "Get out!" You know, she was, and then I was like, I told her just got into the bathroom. And Penn Station, she went up what police saying somebody was doing to her. And the police was trying to get me beat up. Because the last time the police arrested me in the bathroom, November 14th, was because they hit my head on the wall. And I've been experiencing all kinds of violence. And this is him, said he's open for sex or whatever. And he's been threatening somebody's going to get hit. So I've been watching this video online. He seems to be talking about me a lot in his video. And I saw someone that looks like him on Beaver Street near the 2 Broadway. And Broadway and Beaver Street, where nobody gets the money.
Turn me to a superhero. Get money after pride and ego. This gonna go sides away and I ain't got a real. This gonna go sides away and I ain't got a real. If you tryna move it to me, I can say the Chico. I can hit you with a brick, nigga, crazy Nemo. When I do the whole the kids, shut it down. When I walk into the high, the kids, shut it down.
Yo, man, what you got?
Yo, man. That's the man. I got you.
Man, right?
That's what Eric Adam has been saying, that he should be arrested, homeless, and calling us crazy. And he said, and they've also falsely arrested me in 2019 where this Eric Adam bragged about it. The police used to bother me in 2019 near Eric Adam was the borough president in Quad Street, Brooklyn. Anytime I go there to use the bathroom, the police will come and chase me out of the bathroom. In the train station, Quad Street, the women's bathroom. I was born a man, I'm not a woman, and New York law allows you to choose whatever gender. So I would go in front of Eric Adams' office across the train station and say, "You NYPD, stop bothering me." I say in Ohio, they allowed immigrants, Nigerians to become a mayor. And I was saying Iowa, they allow undocumented immigrants to have driver's license. I say, you police, NYPD, you have to welcome us immigrants. And soon, so I left that Quad Street. I started going to a white neighborhood to beg for money in Bay Ridge Avenue and 4th Avenue. And then they were bringing the police to harass me, saying, "We don't want you in this neighborhood either. So we're going to arrest you on false charges." She was like an African woman. She works for the NYPD. So I called 911 to report her. I saw that the NYPD is sponsoring violence against me all over Brooklyn. If I'm on Quad Street, they'll tell me, they'll chase me away from Quad Street. If I'm in Bay Ridge, they'll chase me away from Bay Ridge. So as I was calling the IAP through 911, they will hang up the phone on me, I'll call back. And the black American guy that was hanging up the phone on me, he works for the Internal Affairs Bureau. He was, "I don't understand your accent." And I told him, "Why are you hanging up on me?" And I was like, "I don't understand your accent, that's why I hang up on you." So I don't understand that shit. And he hung up on me again. Then one day I was begging for money in that Bay Ridge Avenue. And I was begging for money, and they sent a Turkish guy to slap me in the head. I was like, slap me in the head. So I said, "Stop bothering me." Then the police came and arrested me, took me to the psych ward. I said I was depressed. I was causing problems in the neighborhood because I was depressed. They said once they diagnose you as depressed like that, the police can arrest you and kill you in the jail. And they claim you've already been diagnosed as depressed. So they were setting me up to be killed. So July 23, 2019, they came and arrested me. After a Turkish guy slapped me in the head and buried me in the head. And they went to and took me to the cycle, so I was depressed, causing trouble. And I told the hospital, NYU Psychiatric Hospital, I said, "I'm not depressed, I'm not causing trouble." I said, "I've been noticing me being jumped because I've been trying to sue New York City because my mother was killed in a hospital. Our own daughters were part of a narcotic gang, Bolania, Florida. And they locked my mother up in the mental ward, even though my mother wasn't crazy. My mother had a heart problem, and she went to the hospital to treat her heart problem. And the daughters came all the way from Pennsylvania to tell the hospital that my mother was crazy. They should go and lock her up in the mental ward. And my mother's from Nigeria, she doesn't speak American English. So they sent my mother up to be jumped by the hospital staff. So the hospital removed my mother from the breathing tube, from the life support machine. And went and was trying to dump my mother in the psych ward. They said that's how my mother died. She couldn't breathe. So and the city of New York wouldn't arrest the daughters. They're part of the narcotic gang. They have American passport. They were born in America. So my mother said they're moving for the narcotic gang. They're keeping people for money. And since they killed my mother 10 years ago, I can't get justice. So I was suing the hospital. I guess this American is jealous that I as an African I get some money, and they were sending black Americans to jump me. And this Turkish guy came and slapped me in my face, in my head, and the police used that to arrest me because I was telling him stop doing that. Why you jumping me? And they diagnosed me as crazy and stuff. And I spent so many days in the hospital. I had to call the Daily News, and when the Daily News became interested, that's when the hospital released me. So right now, they are forming a gang in which, they are trying to force me to marry a black American. So the money I would win from my mother being killed in Bellevue Hospital, I will share with the black American. And that black American has come to introduce himself to me. So as soon as I got released from the hospital, they stole my green card or my ID. So I always ride this R train. So in 2020, they threw me out of the train station during the snow. Because in 2020 there was COVID, so at 12 midnight they'll tell everybody to leave. But it was 11 p.m. at 95th Street here. The train just left 95th Street. So they told me get off the train, I was shutting the station early. It's snowing. So I went outside in the snow, and then the black American guy came and introduced himself. He said, do I need something to eat? I was like, yeah. He said, follow me. He took me to the restaurant on 95th Street and bought me food. I said, thank you, sir. He said, do I need a place to stay? I said, yeah. He said, you can follow me to my house. I was like, oh, wow. But then I told him, look, I'm not looking for sex. I said, that's what you want. I said, no. He said, am I a man or a woman? That's what he asked me. I said, I'm a gay. I was born a man, I'm not a woman. He told me he's a straight guy. He doesn't do gay stuff. So I said I could come stay with in his house. So thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. Because I wouldn't have followed him if you had told me I was looking for sex. Because the guy took me home before that and raped me. So I was like, no, I'm not looking for sex. So when we got to his house on 95th Street, then he told me he wants to have sex. I told him no. You told me you're not gay. I told him I don't want sex. And he kicked me out in the snow. While the snow said, you gotta go. So I went back outside the snow and I fell down the snow because the snow has gotten heavier and some people were making fun of me as I fell down. So I went and hid in the canopy. I was shivering. I said that they treated me as a Nigerian. So apparently was trying to marry me so that the lawsuit money I get, he would take half of it or stuff. So that was that. So I kept riding the out train like this, and like 2 years later, he came to the train station, and while I was riding the out train, so they're giving him my itinerary. I'm under FBI investigation because my mother brought me here from Nigeria in 2000, and they arrested me that there's something wrong with my visa. So since then, they put me on FBI surveillance. So I believe the FBI is helping them to locate me. So I normally ride this out train all the time because when my mother was alive, we used to live on Staten Island. So she introduced me to this out train. We normally take this out train to 86th Street and take the bus on 86th Street, Brooklyn to Staten Island. So I'm used to this out train. Since my mother has been killed, I was still riding this out train alone. So 2 years later, after I kicked me out in the snow, he came on the out train and he apologized to me. Said he's so sorry for what he did to me that night. And he told me, I can come back to his house. Said he's going to let me stay in his house. Like, he's not going to ask for sex again. So I was like, are you sure? He was like, yeah. He said, he's so sorry. So I followed him home again. Because I couldn't find the bathrooms to use at that time. They lock off all the bathrooms in the train station. just to force me to marry a black American. You know, I used to use the bathroom at train stations, but from 2020 to 2024, for 4 years, they lock off all the bathrooms. They said, we homeless people were bringing COVID into the train stations, and they didn't want us to use the bathroom. They were just trying to force me to go back to his house. You know. So he came and tricked me again 2 years later or so, or 1 year later, after he threw me out of the store. He came and met me on the out train again, apologized, and come back to his house. He's not going to ask me for sex. So when we got to his house, he started asking me for sex again. I'm like, are you crazy? You did this the last time. I said, no. So he was like, it's cool. So I told him, he said he's going to behave, he's not going to ask me for sex anymore. So I was like, thank you. I'm like, I don't even mind paying you money for rent. So I just need a place to use the bathroom. I said, I'm not looking for sex for housing. So I said, I'm not looking, I said, I don't mind paying you. I said, I beg for money on the street and I could pay you rent. So it was like, it's cool, I doesn't really need my money. Now if you let me stay there till I'm able to get houses. I said, oh, thank you very much. So I told him I had somewhere to go and that I would leave my bag in his house and I would come back real quick. It was like, fine, I could leave my bag in his house. So I left my bag and I went out. When I came back, he had put all my bags outside. So I was knocking on the door, like, you know, yo, why did you leave my bag outside? Somebody may have stolen my bag before I got back. Like, what are you doing? You know, and he wouldn't answer the door anymore. You know, so apparently they just, you know, using him to try to force me to marry. You know, and I've been seeing him ever since. He ignores me, I ignore him also. So now they just abuse me silly. And now this black American rapper has been hitting, is open, you know, and stuff, and he's been threatening violence. Then I saw him on the street where I normally beg for money. And he ignored me also. I'm like, how come he knows where I'm at? I've been watching his videos online, and I started following his account because I felt like he was talking about me in his videos. I was like, let me find out what this guy's about. Then all of a sudden, he started rapping that somebody's going to get hit. So he's going, you know. So he's been saying he's open. If somebody needs him, he's open and stuff. I don't know what it means by that. But this black American woman was trying to get me beat up while I was using the bathroom. She's the janitor. As I was using the bathroom, she came to the pen station, said somebody's doing drugs, somebody's doing, I'm going to get the police. And then the police came, told me to get out of the bathroom. And I started recording. And I asked the other people in the bathroom, I'm like, does any of you smell drug? Because I don't smell no drug. Everybody said they don't smell no drug. So apparently that janitor at Penn Station went and got the police so they can get me angry and the police can pick me up. I was trying to use the bathroom and the police came and kicked me out immediately. And if I didn't leave, the police would have beat me up. Because the police also beat me up some days earlier. I was using another bathroom and the police stopped the bathroom. Somebody said I stole something. I'm like, how come your police always has a problem with me when I'm using the bathroom? So they're trying to scare me off the street so I can go back to this black American guy and marry him. You know, so this is sex abuse. And they're also bringing other black Americans, you know, so for me to choose to marry so that the money I could get from my mother being kid of Bellevue, I will have to share with this black American. So this is hatred of Africans like me. And I've been contacting Eric Adams' office. It wouldn't help me either. I send him videos like every day. Say, please help me investigate this. Then I saw him also on the street on Wolf Street and Church Street. And I approached him. He didn't have any police security around him. So I said, sir, can you please help me? And he ran away from me. He went to the New York Law School. And now he's been posting videos, making fun of me, saying, you know, get off my phone, I don't want to talk to you. You know, I'm too busy. He's played Lady Gaga's song. So I will play that song for you now. And that's a crime for a mayor to also join in to be mocking me and deny me help. Especially my mother was killed. And I need an investigation on why they removed my mother from life support and went and dumped her in psychiatric ward and she couldn't breathe. And killed her Bellevue. And they're all making fun of me and trying to prevent me from getting justice. And also, when my mother was alive, we used to live on Staten Island, the police evicted me and my mother without a court order from a basement apartment, and Ricardo was helping us with that case to try to get our housing back. And the police went and beat Ricardo dead. You know, so I've been suffering all kinds of humiliation. I'm on the train, so there's no internet as the train is moving. I use free Wi-Fi. So that's why the video from Ricardo wouldn't load. But the train is headed to the next station. So I'm going to see if the Wi-Fi will connect. Oh yeah. At the next station, so I can play the video of this Ricardo mocking me, say stop calling, I don't want to talk. I ain't got time to talk, I'm too busy. So let me play the video. Yeah, this is the video.
Not hear you one kind of message. Sorry, I cannot hear you one kind of message.
So that's it. He came to mock me as I was begging for money. He came to the area where I was at on Wall Street and Church Street. And I told him, sir, can you help me? And he ran away to a New York Law School like I was crazy, ready to attack him. And then he's been posting video saying, like, sorry, I can't hear you, I'm busy. You know, and this is very cruel. It's just that black Americans don't like Africans. Say we sold their ancestors to slavery. So now that my mother's been killed, they're mocking me and abusing me, calling the police on me, say go and kill yourself also. So this is hate, black on black hate. And please, if you're watching my video, please help me with money. You can donate money to my Cash App, NYC Homeless. I want to rent a hotel room. I'm afraid for my life. They're having black Americans jump me, calling the police on me when I try to use the bathroom. I don't want them to kill me. I think they're just jealous. And they don't want me to get money as an African. So please donate to my Cash App, NYC Homeless. And let me repeat, I'm not looking for marriage. I'm not looking for surrogacy. I'm not looking to have a child with anyone. So don't even bother if that's your intent. And those of you that watch my video and come and stalk me on the street, I don't appreciate that. You know, don't try to trick me into following you home. It's not going to happen. So even if you watch my video, if the FBI tells you where I'm at, and some of you, when I post video to you online, you then come and meet me on the street, whoever's giving you my location, and maybe you're trying to trick me to follow you home. No, I'm not going to follow you home. I'm not looking for marriage. I'm not looking to have a child with you. I was born a man, I'm not a woman. So I can't really have a child with another man. I'm gay, so I'm only into men. But I'm not looking for sex with you either. So it's not going to work. Stop trying to get me to follow you home. But please put money in my Cash App. And even if you want to give me money on the street, you can, but no, it's for charity help to me only. I'm not taking any money for future marriage or for to have a child with you. Whatever gives you a place, stop it. Stop being disrespectful to me. I have pneumonia right now. That's why I'm screaming. I can hardly breathe. I've been in the cold for 15 years, falling in the snow, and some black Americans are jumping me. I just got robbed. I was on the street at 86th Street and 5th Avenue. I was underneath my blanket, and I noticed this black American guy was saying nigga, nigga. Then I came out of my blanket, I was eating, and I noticed my glasses had disappeared. I just bought the glasses for $5. So and there's a police camera that was recording 86th Street and 5th Avenue. So either the FBI or somebody is giving my information to black American gangs. I get robbed all the time, get beat up all the time. So this is black on black hate. A black American that was helping me every corner. The police went and killed them. This has to be investigated. So please, you can donate money to my Cash App NYC Homeless. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm shouting. I'm not crazy. My voice, I can hardly breathe because I'm having a cold. So I'm just trying to, and my voice also, I have a sore throat. So I'm shouting just to be audible because the train is also loud. So I'm not a troublemaker. I don't look for people's trouble. I don't want them to beat me dead and claim I'm a very crazy person threatening people. So if I sound like I'm shouting, it's just because I have a cold. And my nose is blocked. I can't even breathe. So please donate to my Cash App NYC Homeless. Thank you. Non-conditional charity donations only. I'm not looking for marriage. I'm looking for childbirth. Thank you. Oh, yeah.